Nice.
I don't think that would be attractive looking in a cocktail dress.
It'd be funny.
The hills would be nice, though.
I do understand.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so here's the conjunctiva. So this is the clear pink part of your eye. So that's the mucosal membrane. This is the lacrimal gland. This is what produces your tears or your lacrima. The lacrimal tears start here and it washes across the eye and goes into here, which we call the punctum.
Pump like a water pump or pump like
Punctum, like a puncture. So punctum, P-U-N-C-T-U-M, called the punctum. It should be in your list here somewhere. Lacrimal canals, lacrimal duct.
It's just the medial part of your eye.
Correct. Right. So you've got the little white part right here in the corner of your eye. We call that the caruncle, C-A-R-U-N-C-L-E, and then in the caruncle is the puncta, so the hole. So the tears drain into the puncta, go into these lacrimal canals, into the lacrimal sac. The lacrimal sac is found directly underneath your nasal bone or your lacrimal bone, and it's right in your nose.
Is that what the guys that suck up the milk through their nose and they have it squirt through their eyes?
Exactly.
Is that what it
That's
is?
exactly
It
how you
is
can do
gross.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
So this is why when your eye waters really bad, you get a runny nose because it's running down your nose. You then have your superior and inferior palpebrae, aka your eyelids. The slit in the middle is called the palpebraic fissure. That's where your eyes open. So we call it a fissure. All right, so let's go down to the next level. This is the first of the three tunics. The white tunic is called the sclera. S-C-L-E-R-A. You then have the muscles here. So here's your superior rectus, lateral rectus, medial rectus, and inferior rectus. So this allows you to look up, down, left, and right. You then have here, which is the cornea. In between the cornea and the lens is the anterior chamber. Inside the anterior chamber, you find aqueous humor. So there's one thing I forgot to mention before. It's a good thing we're going over this. So what's this here?
Iris.
This is the iris, and then the opening is the pupil. So the size of your pupil is dependent on the activity of your intrinsic eye muscles. So my intrinsic eye muscles contract, the pupil opens or dilates, right? I relax the muscles, my pupil constricts. What is the function of the iris? Right, so it controls the amount of light, right? So when it's dark out,
and stuff like that.
right, so when it's dark out, what do I want to do? I want to open it up to allow more light in so I can see better. When it's bright, what I want to do, I want it to get smaller. This is one of the things we do in a field sobriety test. We'll shine a light in your eyes because if you're on the influence of central nervous system stimulants like amphetamines, like meth, so if you're high as a kite on meth, your eyeballs are going to be like this. And if I shine a flashlight in your eyes, they're not going to constrict.
Right.
So this is one of the ways we can tell you're high as a kite.
Okay.
Right. Now, let's talk about eye color. Right? Every single human on Earth has the same eye color. Same color of their irises, black. Everyone has black irises. What we distinguish as eye color has to do with how much pigment there is. So if you have lots of pigment in your iris, your eyes appear to be brown or black. If you have less, they're going to be hazel. If you have even less, they'll be green, and even less, they'll be blue. And if you have really very little, you're going to have very light baby blue eyes. So people with baby blue eyes just have very little pigment. But we all only have one pigment. So there's no such thing as blue pigment, green pigment, brown pigment.
It's just the lack of.
Right. Which is why there's that new laser procedure where you can get a laser done. What it does is it bleaches your retina, making your eyes blue. So you can make your eyes artificially blue.
Crazy what they do
I was
nowadays.
just blessed. Just kidding.
It's a rare genetic trait having blue eyes. Yeah.
Both my parents do.
So then we have the second of the three tunics or layers. This is the choroid. The choroid is the vascular tunic, the vascular area. So this is where all your blood vessels are. We then open it up, right? We're now into the innermost tunic or layer, which is the retina, which is the nervous layer. This is where you find all of the nerve tissue. We then find the posterior chamber filled with the lens. We've got the lens, and then we have our vitreous humor or vitreous body, which is a thick jelly-like substance. We're going to actually dissect an eye tomorrow so you guys can actually see. On the back of the retina, you've got, now it's missing here, but there should be a spot right here called the fovea centralis and the macula. Inside the middle of the macula is the fovea. This is where you will find all the rods and cones. Just to the left of it here, this is called the optic disc. This is where your optic nerve is. The optic disc is your blind spot. In your lab, there's instructions on how to find where your blind spot is. So you can actually find your blind spot.
Is that what the color codes are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the eye. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Can we butter you in?